and see what they have in store for us. Peter.
Leanne, thank you very much indeed, and welcome back. We're in Whitby, north of Johannesburg today, and this is the venue for the latest in the series of New Age business briefings brought to you by the SABC, and today very kindly sponsored by Transnet. And the focus of conversation today is the Department of Communications and its initiatives and ambitions for the financial year ahead. And to lead us in that conversation is the Minister herself. And I'd just like to introduce her and some of her panel members who kind of fall under her portfolio. So, Minister Muthambi, thank you very much for joining us, and welcome. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program.
Good morning, Peter. Good morning to viewers at home. It's a pleasure to have you to be here as well.
Thank you so much. Next to you, we have a board member for the South African Broadcasting Corporation, Dr. Aaron Chitsumba. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, sir.
Morning, Peter, and morning to viewers at home.
And next to you, we have the chairperson of the Film and Publication Board, Mayor Toko Mpulumwana. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And next to you, the chairperson of the Media Development and Diversity Agency, and I'm just going to say MDDA after this, Mayor Pelisa Nkomo. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you. Good to see you again.
Yes, thank you, Peter, and thank you to the viewers at home.
And next to you, new in the job still, I guess, the CEO of Brand South Africa, Ambassador Kingsley Makubela. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, and welcome to you.
Thank you.
All right, Minister, maybe I can start with you. And let's use your budget speech as a starting point, because it sort of paints a picture of what you'd like to do and what are the issues that are important for you. So in broad terms, what was your big messages that came through in your budget vote on May the 6th?
Thank you so much, Peter. Let me greet the viewers at home. Maybe I must start up front to say today is the 26th of May. And then we are also then hosting the Girl Child to work. So we've been instructed by the minister in the presidency for women, Minister Shabangu, to say we need to pick up children from the disadvantaged communities so that we teach them, we bring them, and then they must have access to the mandate of our department. So I must say up front, in our midst, we've got 6 girls from the troubled Vuani. You remember I was working there. Maybe I'll just introduce for the purpose of the viewers. We've got one Unkumbule Masindi from Mpeni Primary School.
Do you want to stand up so that people at home can see you?
And then there is Lutendo Matumba from Chipakoni Secondary School. And then we have got Muchizi Murobezi from Edson Nesengani School. And then we have got Madawa Zawudi from Kolkochani Secondary School. And then we have got Mukona Zote Ramsindela. She's the president of the LRC in Kolkochani Secondary School. And the last one is Madawa Babusani from Kolkochani High School. So we have brought them here to have an opportunity so that they understand what the mandate of our department is. And then also, in our midst, you didn't introduce Councillor Ruben Mutaloha. He's the acting chairperson of ICASA. Based on the sitting arrangement, they will have to swap with the CEO of Brand SA at a later stage. ICASA is the Independent Communication Authority of South Africa. He's seated somewhere. The viewers will see him as we progress. I want to also believe that a South African had a happy Africa Day yesterday. And I've seen all over the country people who are celebrating. It shows us that we're celebrating it is under, and then this Africa Month also is focusing on initiatives that has to deal with the development of women and the youth. Hence you see us, we've brought these girl children here. And then it has been 20 days now since we presented our budget vote in Parliament. And it's ourselves, the department, together with the entities that Brand SA, ICASA, Films and Publication Board, the MDDA, and of course the SABC, that we have the opportunity today to unpack this budget vote. And thanks to you, SABC, for making it possible, including the New Age TNA. And then I think today's event will also give us an opportunity to elaborate how, as the department, we intend to go about advancing the goal of providing universal access to information and communication. Access to information and knowledge is an important human right, Peter. It's enshrined in the Constitution of the country, and information is at the heart of every decision that we make, all of us. Information empowers us to make decisions. So all these entities that are here, they have got a common mandate. And then you'll recall there's been this saying that this is a propaganda, a machinery that the president has put. I think we need to dismiss that with contempt. And then as we progress, you'll hear the entities expanding how their mandates are. And then ours is at the top of the range. Our focus is on developmental communication, in the sense that we need to empower our citizens. So as Maxine has indicated earlier, we have presented our budget votes. What was very critical now was for the entities themselves to unpack. Because of the limited time, I won't repeat our speeches there. I'll take questions later, but I think the entities, it's an opportune moment for them to unpack what we intend to do during this current financial year. I'll hand it back to you.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Minister. And we will unpack quite a number of things, even from your own department as well, because you did say a few things, I think, that people are interested in. But let's start with the SABC. Dr. Chumba, and it is the public broadcaster, and in terms of delivering information and informing the public, there's no one that's got a bigger responsibility and a bigger reach than the SABC. What is your vision as a board for the public broadcaster?
Thanks, Peter, and thanks, Minister, for the opportunity. I represent our chairperson, Professor Magube, and our deputy chairperson, Ms. Leah Kumalo. The board, since the minister has said, we promised the minister that we're going to change, and she mentioned on their speech, and 20 days after that, we already, Mr. Claude Muthambi has given us 90% of local content in all our 18 radio stations. Today, people are listening to Setswana and songs in RSG. We promised also that the 1st of July, we'll be having changes on television section. That is the team at SABC has promised the minister under the leadership of acting GCO, Mr. Jimmy Manyi. They are putting Jimmy Matthews, sorry. I'm looking at him. Yes. Mr. Jimmy Matthews. So the team has promised South Africans that through the minister that they will see changes, and all international content on our radio stations and televisions, as Mr. Muthambi has announced, will be starting to be phased out from 1st of July. And all South Africans are happy. We're receiving a lot of public concerns and response about the radio stations now. And all African music is being played. We had good celebrations in all our channels for Africa Day. So that's the new SABC that the board has promised and the executives has promised. Mr. Muthambi got us the Euro 2016 yesterday. They just finalized the negotiations. We're going to be broadcasting 12 games for the first time in the history of our broadcasting. So we're very proud of that. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, all right. We'll unpack again a lot more of the ambitions and the initiatives that you have and see for the SABC going forward. But just before I introduce the Film and Publication Board, I'm just going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll hear what your hopes and desires are for the FPB. That's all coming up after this. Stay with us.